Hi guys, welcome back. This is Dean from Dean at goog-it.com, and this is just a small appending video that I just like to add in because I'm a perfectionist, as you know. Yeah, I've got some clients earning money already per my last video, and things are looking really good. Just thought I'd give you a little treat to start the lesson off, and these are some very recent sales here. Look at that. Fourletter.com went for 132,000 as a private sale. Sado sold FBET.com. MyFood.com went for 33 grand. WJM for 33 grand. Okay, BD.net for 29 grand. And it just goes on and on. And, these prices aren't me making them up. These are actually sold domains. And you just need to stare at these. Look at this, 5227.com, 18,000, what's that, 12 grand in our money? And it tells you where they sell them. Sado, as you can see, is predominantly one of the biggest marketplaces, okay? And there are other places such as Afternic. They're all pretty good, but that was just a little tweet just to show you that there's some massive names going out there that aren't particularly good, but they're making huge money. And I've given you all the tools to research these names, okay? So, you should really be able to start making some very good money, guys, okay? But the aim of this lesson is just basically just to point out just a few things and to show you what I've done, okay? The first thing I want you to remember is when you sell a domain name, okay? Now, you could be selling something on Flipper, and there it is, like I am, which I'll come back to. You could be selling something on Afternic and things like that, or you could be selling on Sado or other platforms. Once you sell it, take it down from the other platforms, okay? Because you could, you will get charges if a domain got bought and you'd failed to take it down. Then, legally you'd be obliged to sell that domain. So if you do sell on more than one platform, and I always try just to keep it to one or two, because I tend to deal directly with people. Don't forget, there's another way of domaining, guys, okay? When you don't even have to use Flipper and all these domaining platforms, you can go direct to companies, and I'll explain a little bit about that in a minute now. But don't forget, if you sell, take it immediately down from the others if you use more than one. That's all I'm saying, okay, as advice. Now, I'm in my Flipper account a minute, and I want to show you, you've seen a bit about this, one of my ingenious domain names, which I've already had offers on from Australia. The 9 views, there's 2 watches already, okay? And I've put a little site up, okay? And it's 282820, which quite simply means tweet tweet 20, which is the owl hooting. Now, it's a brilliant branding domain name. So rather than just put that straight into auction, what I've done is to build a little site in WordPress. It only took 5 minutes. The ultimate domain name, tweet20.com. No one will forget. I've included a little script from Flipper just to show it's on there, which is simple to do. I'll show you in a few minutes. The best brand in the world. See the original advert from YouTube. Tweet20 to 82820. If you want a brand that will stick forever in people's minds, buy this domain. I am not joking. It's fun and so easy to remember. See the way I'm laying it out. Now I want you to actually click on this video and have a listen to it. And you will see this was Guardian Direct's flagship in the late 80s, okay? And they spent millions on advertising with the famous owl advert, okay? And at the end of this video, you hear it so beautifully, tweet20.com. And it now belongs to AXA. AXA Insurance own this telephone number. They use it as their main telephone number. I've set it on my little website. So here's a little website I built. And it says, okay, it is used today as AXA Insurance. So this brings me on to a third way of selling domain names, really. Okay, just to summarize, we've got the old-fashioned way when we sit there, sweat and blood, right, and we just look through them. Then we've got the expired domains. Then we've got the expiring domains. Okay, and there's another method of direct, when you can bypass everything and just go direct to the company and offer. And I've made quite a lot of money over the years with direct marketing, okay, especially with names like this, because we saw that other five numeral domain name go for some money just a minute ago. Okay, now this would suit any industry, and I have told the people here that exactly what it would suit, okay? And they get a chance to see the video. And I said it's famous years ago as Guardian Direct, you may remember it, okay? I loved it and never forget it to this day. And I guarantee you, as my listeners now, will never ever forget this name. Once you think of an owl hooting, tweet, tweet, two-o, you've got the website. That is domaining at its best. That is ingenuity. That is engineering. That is what domaining is all about. This could be labeled a bit of a boasting video, but I'm not like that deep down. But I just want to show you what can happen in this industry. Now, so far, I've been offered $1,500, $1,800, but no. This name I'm going to be selling, I won't let go below 10,000. That's the absolute minimum, because it is such a brandable domain name. It's nothing. It's petty cash to huge companies, okay, to have a name that somebody can remember. And what I might even do is to build an insurance affiliate site under here, so we'll have lots of insurance little sites coming up on here, okay, using a bit of affiliate marketing, perhaps a few Google AdSenses down the side, and then call up AXA or send them a letter or an email and state, how would you like to buy the actual domain name? And there's a very, very good chance a big company like that will snap it up out of your hands. There's a very good chance that other insurance companies would like to get even with AXA and own the actual brand. Okay, I know it sounds immoral, but business is business, and I've got to teach you the hard way. So there are ways, okay, when you're clever enough and you've experienced enough, that you can bypass all the Afternic, Sados, Flippers, eBay, and you can actually go direct to the company if you think you've got a domain name that is absolutely suitable to them, okay? And there's a lot of professionals, especially in the US, I know a few, who specialize in looking at billion-pound companies and developing domain names that they know that these companies will not resist. But the research they do is immense. But these guys are multi-millionaires. I mean, they make a fortune from the sales, and that's all they do. I mean, remember, guys, domaining, like I just said in the last video, is like a stockbroker. There's screens everywhere. You've got to be full time at it. You've got to be watching. You've got to be taking notes. You've got to be getting into Notepad all the time, right? In and out, making notes. You've got to be auctioning, you've got to be watching, but it's a brilliant way to live, and it's a brilliant way to make fun, okay? So this is 282820.com. I've built a site, okay? The only reason I've done it this way is because the domaining platforms, as you know, don't usually give you enough info to get all of this in, okay? They would probably give you something like 300 characters. As you've seen with GoDaddy, they only give you 128. So I might get this in as far as they're here. So I've built a little site, and I've put in to Flipper to visit this site, or when I list it on Afternic, I'd click please visit 28-28-20.com for full information, yeah? But you can just do it quite simply by filling in the forms that are on these domaining platforms. If you want to learn how to build these little sites, then you can come on to my domain appreciation course, which is where the real money is, because that's when we take a name like this and we develop it. We develop sales, we develop PageRank, Alexa rank, we develop traffic, and then, of course, we've got a huge sale on our hands, and that's domain appreciation, which is different to domain name flipping. But if you do want to learn how to build little websites, I mean, you can get in touch with me, Dean at goog-it.com, or call me up on 01554 810080, or mobile, give me a text if you want, 07949 028103, and I'll do a very good deal with you. I'll set you up with a little server. I'll speak to you over the phone and show you how to build these simple little WordPress sites. Probably charge you about £75, something like that. If you want to go along this way, I don't mind helping you, okay? Because to be honest, it does give a bit more power. I mean, I've got enough space in here to include videos. You can't do this when you're listed on Sado or GoDaddy. You're very limited to what you can say. I've got a little owl in there, and of course I could go on and create sales talk after sales talk, and it is quite handy to have the knowledge. And if you have got the knowledge, I mean, to use WordPress, it's so simple to use. I mean, I could teach you it in under an hour. Go ahead and do it this way, okay? But please don't think you have to do it this way. You're not going to suffer. You can still get adequate information into the provided spaces within the platforms. It's just that I like to get full information out because I'm a perfectionist. And this one had a video attached, okay? Just to prove and back up everything I've said. And of course, I sold the original 282820 without the hyphens, okay, back in 2011 for very substantial sums. It was a complex deal that involved a few other bits and pieces, but it was a very, very big deal. And obviously today, you know that Google's algorithm has started to favor hyphenated domain names, and so has Bing and Yahoo. They seem to be taking over at the moment, okay? So hyphenated domain names are important. They're part of the Google signals, Google's algorithm. So obviously 28-28-20 is going to be great for SEO, and in my opinion it splits it up nicely anyway. You can see the actual tweet, and then there's a slight space, tweet-20. Okay, so, but don't think you have to do it this way. This is just me at my best today, okay? And I just wanted to show you the way I would do it, okay? So there is another way of domaining, and that is to look for domains that companies are going to be interested in. There's millions of companies throughout the world, and all you've got to do is rattle off mail shots to them all. Fire up Google Mail or Outlook or your private email client and write a cracking sales letter, and all you've got to do is substitute the domain name here and there and just get them out to these companies, okay? But you need to do research, obviously, on the company first. I mean, is the company somebody like Microsoft? Is it Virgin? Is it Google themselves? Is it a big company that you think would need this name? The research is immense, okay? And it may be beyond you at this time because you're just learning, but I'm sure you do get the idea of what I'm saying. The rewards are very high. The research is quite tough, I'll give you that. But this is a classic name that I could sell to any company. And I could play insurance companies off against this name because I know it's used by one of the biggest insurance companies in the world as their main telephone number. So we have got it always with this name. Okay, so obviously this is why I'm looking for £10,000 plus on this, okay? Possibly 15,000, because whoever gets this is going to have a name that no one will ever forget. If I had to put bets on it, this will end up with AXA, okay? But I'm saying nothing for now. I'm not going to list it on any other platforms. I'm just going to see how it goes, because knowing me, I'll list it on 4 platforms and forget to take them down on the other 3, which I've done many times before. So I don't want you making that mistakes, guys, okay? So, this really completes the course. There's so much I've taught you. You cannot fail in this game, guys. I mean, to make 50 quid or 75 with what I've taught you, with all this knowledge, it's impossible, okay? You've got enough information to go out and make £1,000 a week in your sleep here now, okay? And get in touch with me if you want to do appreciation, okay? Or if you want to learn how to build these simplistic little sites. I am available. I'm very busy. But I will speak where I can. You can text me, you can email me, you can phone, leave your number, etc. You will get hold of me. It's just that I'm very busy because I still trade domain names, and of course I'm looking after quite a number of clients on this course. I've got a lot of clients on my SEO courses, my affiliate marketing courses, etc. So I am busy, but I will be able to help you. Okay, so sit down now, forget about domain, and go and have a cup of tea and think about everything I've said carefully, okay? And don't get into the panic mode, because I get emails every day. Dean, I've just found this 5-letter domain. No, cool it down now and let's get our research right, okay? But if you want to send me domains for appraisal, yep, by all means do it. But don't panic, because this sort of industry is a bit addictive, and if you're not careful, you can make a mistake. All right, let's face it, you're not going to lose much money. At very worst, you're going to lose £7, okay? But you'll have appreciated it by then. So you can't lose in this business, really. If a domain name flops, which has happened to me, I've made mistakes, I'll appreciate it. I'll get a few affiliations from Amazon, eBay on there. I'll bump up the traffic a little bit and I'll sell it as a going concern for 750 quid. And you can do that on eBay itself. I mean, there's never been a better time. Add to the fact that there were 300 extensions last year. There's 1,000 extensions this year, and you know where to get them all. Go into Monica. Monica is the key to finding the new extensions, and if you can register them and when they're ready, and if you're in there first like lightning, you're going to get some of the best domain names in the world. The only thing we don't know, as I've explained, is how Google, Yahoo and Bing are going to entertain these names. But I'm going to tell you to sit back and go for them, because they're top level domains and the search engines can't ignore them. They're going to have to be taken into account. So you've got my blessings to register domain names that have just come out, like .fashion and .guru, and I've got no problems with hyphenations, nothing like that at all, yeah? Obviously, the .com is still leading the way, I'm not going to lie. The 3-letter .coms are 10 grand, 15 grand. The 2-letter .coms, you're probably looking at 150,000. But you guys can find it. I have given you a priceless course here, okay? And, there's more I may add to it as time goes on, but I've given it my very best shot, okay? So if you just keep going through these videos, so we'll start right from start to finish, okay? And then back to the first one, stop, start, and do things properly. If you don't understand what I'm saying, drop the video back a few frames, yeah? And remember, you will need accounts with all of the domain bodies, Afternic, Sado, Flipper, eBay, etc. You will need them all, so you might as well open the account straight away. You will be needing them, okay? So there we are. I've given you another method again, and I've shown you a bit of ingenuity of a 15 grand domain name. This could even reach, and I'm not lying, this could even get 100,000 quid. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's really what people will pay for it. But you think about this in 2 weeks' time. Think about the owl, and think about how the owl hoots. And I guarantee you, 100%, you'll come up with 282820. What's that worth to a company? I will leave that thought with you. Thanks for listening, guys. I've enjoyed this video.